All right. Well, welcome everybody to the 2023 Partner Series. We have not been together for this since November because we took December off, knowing that most of you wouldn't have joined anyway because you were celebrating Christmas and New Year's with friends and family and coworkers and on and on. And we had a great year last year, and we know that that is not, we work hard and try to take care of our customers every day, but we know that the reason we had a great year is because of people on this call and those that are not. So first and foremost, we want to make sure that we express our appreciation for customers and the opportunities that you send us and the time that you spend with us, especially for things like this. We're excited to do this again this year, and just a couple of housekeeping items. Just looking throughout the year, we're going to do 9 virtual partner series this year, and we're going to do 2 live. So we did our first our own event, which some people on the call came to last year. We test drove the idea of doing a live event with another group of folks in the spring and got good response. And so then we did our own event in the fall, and we will be doing our own event in March, on March 2nd. And then we'll be doing a fall event. I believe it's either August or September. We'll be sending out details. So we'll have this event, then we're going to have Power Stick on February 16th. And then on March 2nd, we'll have our second live event. And then we'll run through the rest of the year and take December off again. So, Rick is with us again. Storm Creek's one of our favorites. We've done a lot with them. I know a lot of people on the call and those that are not have bought a lot of their product, whether it be direct or even through our stores. And that for me, and I know Rick will get into this, that they're big on sustainability. They've got a lot. I feel like they have very much a retail design to them, and to me, what I've loved from the start about Storm Creek is, and I got to be careful, Rick, because in my head, I was at that event and I saw Storm Tech, and I got to make sure that I'm saying it right. So Storm Creek is an excellent value. That's, and I think that's some of what Rick will demonstrate here in a second. Great product with a retail design that is very similar to some of the big brands that we all know and love, but can be had for a much better price, but is still very high quality product, and still also very kind of on trend with sustainability and other things that are important to people these days. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rick, and we'll get going.
Yeah, and just really quick, I have just put a link to the Storm Creek site in the chat box over there. So anybody that wants to go over there, just kind of peruse around and look around while he's kind of going through his pieces, feel free to do that, and then chime in with any questions that you may have.
Yeah, perfect. Well, first off, thank you, the Goodson team and everything for allowing me, to be part of these end user meetings that you're having. This is awesome. You guys are a great partner. He really nailed it. Landon really nailed it as far as what Storm Creek is doing. I'm Rick Poferl's my name. I started in the industry in 1996, selling apparel. I've just worked for 2 companies. A previous company that sold Columbia, Brooks Brothers dress shirt, Ping golf shirts, Callaway, all these different brands. A company located in Minnesota, unfortunately went out of business about 5 years ago, and then that's when Storm Creek, also located in Minnesota. I went right to the owners and wanted to work for them because I knew of the brand. I've sold it since day one. So the previous company I worked for, Storm Creek, was one of the brands within that catalog. So the whole 15 years that Teresa and Doug have been making the brand, and Doug started making jackets actually for the ski industry and the Olympic team way back in the day, worked for some other retail companies. And then he found out about this promotional products industry. And he decided, after making products for other people, he decided that he wanted to make his own brand and call it Storm Creek. And not only a promotional products industry, because a lot of my competition only sell within the promotional products industry, and they're not trying to become a retail brand. We are slowly trying to become a retail brand. We purposely don't sell to the big box stores because they want to return. It's a major headache, but we're slowly building that through small mom and pop shops, and Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's sells us online. Shields just picked us up, and all sorts of specialty outdoor retailers across the country carry our line to help us grow to that recognizable name. And that's the whole concentration. Now, about 3 years ago, we're never going to make a starting level product. All, everybody might have a project where they want to get something for a giveaway on the cheaper side. And then everybody has the projects up to the recognizable Patagonias, the expensive brands. Storm Creek is trying to make a great quality product. And we transitioned to all eco product about 3 years ago. We started the transition. Now everything in our line is eco-friendly, made mainly from the plastic recycled bottles. So, we're over 20 million, and by the end of the year, we should be at 30 million bottles saved to produce this great quality things. And, I have on our front runner vest and our sidekick hoodie, which is just one of those products that the bummer with apparel is you have to touch and feel it. So many of our products have such a soft hand, an amazing hand. And at that PPAI show, there was other apparel companies near us that their booth was never, not even close to as crowded as ours. And people came back on the last day and said, boy, it was so crowded. I had to come back to see what's going on and why are people so packed into the Storm Creek booth. And I know from the 15 years of selling it is because we make a great quality product that you guys will love, that you can lay down alongside the Patagonia, the North Face, the Nikes, the Callaways. It's that same quality, if not better, but you guys can purchase it for a lot less. And I have that confidence. So I'm just going to share my screen.
Just real quick, Rick, I was just going to jump in and say that what you just talked about is really one of the main drivers for why we've created the partner series live that we're going to do twice a year. We're going to have non-clothing vendors at those shows, but the primary reason that we're doing those shows is to try to get some of our primary vendors in so that people can touch and feel the product, because it is, we certainly sample. Everyone knows we're big on sampling. And if you don't on the call, please know that. And we're happy to send samples of what you're about to see. And Rick and his team work really well with us on that. But yeah, to your point, it is a product that has to be touched and felt and seen.
Yep, it is. It's definitely a lot of apparel, but it's amazing. I actually had concerns when he said that we're going to switch to this eco and plastic bottles. Even I thought, whoa, what's this going to feel like? And then when we got the first samples in, which was our 2340 and 2345 quarter zip pace setter series, now the #1 seller. As soon as I saw that first sample, was able to touch and feel, I'm like, holy cow, this is amazing, soft hand, great quality. And that's what it's about. We stand behind the quality of our product. We rarely have any issues. But if something did go wrong with the Storm Creek garment, we would also stand behind it. I am going to, like I say, share my screen here. I want to run through a couple different things quick here. So share, continue, and did it work? We're seeing the screen now, correct?
There we go. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
All good on my end.
Yep. All right. Perfect. So there's the cover of our catalog. He's wearing one of our top quality rain jacket that you won't find better, but we're all about just your brand deserves better. We're just trying to make that better product for a greater good. We check all the boxes. We are a woman-owned company. So Teresa and Doug that own the company, husband and wife team that owns Storm Creek. We are a woman certified company, I say. And again, so we're checking your boxes. If you have to spend some diversified funds, really Storm Creek is checking all those boxes. Eco quality, woman-owned. We got all the paperwork if ever needed to prove, that the factories are certified, doing everything right. On that side, our owners have had great relationship with the factories overseas for a long time. Actually, a lot of the factories are producing, like Patagonia, Europe. The Patagonia brand made in Europe is made in one of the same factories that we do. So it's again, it's that same type of quality, but we're selling it for a lot less than those brands. Giving back is very, very important to the owners of Storm Creek and the whole team here. Every year, 5% of the profits go back. We recently did a fourth quarter promotions where just with local Minnesota customers, and we donated over 10,000 to Big Brothers, Big Sisters, just with partnering up with some local customers. And every year, We're part of 1% for the planet and doing many different things. And 5% of our profits or more every year go back to charities of different kinds. Fabric is very important. There's one example here. So the pace setter I talked about 4 years ago was the first style that came in as the recycled polyester of 35% or more. A lot of products are higher percentage, but obviously you can't make a metal zipper pull from things. So certain parts of the products cannot be eco yet, and hopefully maybe someday in the future they'll figure those things out. But fabric, that sidekick here, the Naturalist Outdoor was new to us about 6 months back. That's one of the products you have to see. It's got a Japanese pinhole yarn fabric, great for moisture wicking, UV protection. We've always had our 4-way stretch dress shirt. We wanted to have a little bit more of a outdoor version, kind of like a Columbia fishing shirt, but we weren't going to put rod holders on it or make it for fishing. We're going to make it for the corporate world, but you can wear it. I even had somebody come to the booth to share how they went out golfing in it because they forgot their polo, and it was just amazing because the 4-way stretch, they said, boy, even golfing in the shirt was amazing. And the whole Sidekick series that we launched last year, it's just started with a ladies hoodie and some joggers, and everybody loved them so much we added the Sidekick series. And I'll show other products where there's a quarter zip, there's the hooded version that I have on, etc. We're just really focused on, in each category, we just want to make the best product in each category, a great quality polo that if you lay it down alongside the Nike or the Under Armours, you'll see it's that type of quality, but you can purchase it for less. We have 3 polos today, a solid polo, a striped polo, and the color block. The function, just an example of 3 waterproof rain jackets. Storm Creek is a smaller line. Sanmar is one of the bigger wholesalers in this industry, and their polo section is bigger than the whole Storm Creek catalog. We just want to make 3 to 6, 8 products in each category that's the best in that category, that tough to find something better. So all of our rain jackets start at the either 5K, those represent the waterproof, breathable number, and the higher the number, the better it's going to perform. And you will not find a better rain jacket anywhere than our Explorer. That's 20K. That's top of the line rain jacket. That if that had a Columbia North Face type name on it, that's $150, $200 in the store that you guys can purchase less than our brand. And just one example of our full winter jacket that takes 237 steps in the factory to make it. And it's the attention to the detail, the reflective liners, the inside of the cuff where it has your thumb hole goes through that inner sleeve. And so that it helps stop the cold air. As you can see there, it stops the cold air from coming in. So being in Minnesota, when I'm out ice fishing, skiing, etc., that's the jacket that I'm wearing. And again, Storm Creek is all about quality, the best quality we can make. Our 4-way stretch shirts, everybody loves them. At least 10 different customers of ours brought coworkers to our booth to say, I need to show you Storm Creek. You need to get to know their brand. You're going to do really well with the brand, and you got to see their dress shirt. It's the best dress shirt in the building. And that says a lot when there's 10,000, competitors and probably 100 other apparel companies out there. And that just gets me excited to keep selling Storm Creek. And we always have a men's and a ladies. There's only one product in our catalog that's basically a men's only, and it's this one actually right there that would be a men's only or possibly used as a unisex. Otherwise, everything we do comes in men's and ladies. We offer ladies extra small through XXX, and then men's will go small through 4XL, and more often in all of our top sellers, we're going to have 5XL and top sellers as well. And every once in a while, you're going to mix it up. And the ladies there, sometimes we've heard over my years of doing this that the men like the quarter zip, but the ladies don't want to pull something over their head. So occasionally we mix it up where the same product, you get the full zip for the ladies and the men's have the pullover, and it's all about the fit. We want the ladies to have a product that fits them to the best of our ability of making a true woman's garment that flatters a woman's figure. And then coming out of COVID, a lot of companies had stock issues. A lot of people come to us when Patagonia made their announcements and kind of moving away from this industry a little bit. They didn't want certain logos put on their garments. So we really went super deep in inventory. So as you purchase our products through Goodson's, I think you're going to find that we're doing a really good job of filling the orders. 97% in stock. We went super deep in inventory. We're ready to fill your orders. Just a little screenshot there of how we take the plastic bottle, they break it down into the flakes and then these chips, and then it's really returned into recycled polyester. It's amazing, the quality and the hand, etc. Everything, again, no restricted chemicals, certified factories. I'm going to stop sharing that one. I just want to show you now some of our top selling styles on another one. So here, share again.
So Rick, while you're doing that, I was just going to jump in. There's a couple products there towards the end that are some of my favorites. The Architect, I guess what it was called, the Architect quarter zip that had the diamond kind of at the top. And that to me is a classic item from Storm Creek that has to be kind of felt. I mean, when you get that item, it is a very high quality piece. It was different when I got it in my hands than I expected it to be on screen. It's a heavier pullover, but not too heavy, if that makes sense. And then the Front Runner vest, I think you're wearing it, or we're wearing it, Rick, and I've got it and I love it. And we've sold tons of those too. And everybody who buys them loves them. As a matter of fact, I remember last year walking into a Vistage meeting, and several of the guys in there said, "What is that?" And then shortly after, we took some orders for those vests. So that's a great product as well.
Yep. Are we seeing my current screen with the core program safe?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So we do on our website, we do put the C for core styles because we do have a few colors. We might bring in something in a pink or a lavender.
Rick, are you able, just real quick, are you able to zoom in on that at all? Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know why when I go to the second page that
oh, okay. There you go.
I was just trying to figure out why isn't the first page doing that, and I was just trying to look to see.
No worries. Yeah, it's good to go.
Yeah, but so polos we added last spring along with some lightweight windbreakers. So you're just going to have the Activator as your color block polo, your Optimist that's a stripe pattern, and Visionary polo. Again, very well received polos, the type of quality similar to your Nikes, Ping, all those different brands. So those were new last spring. Along with some lightweights that we'll see before. Our woven shirts there have been around for that's the Naturalist that I talked about, the Japanese pinhole yarn fabric, also new mid last year. Influencer, our 4-way dress shirt is amazing, does go up to the 5XL and tall sizes. And the Pace Setter was the lightweight quarter zip that I mentioned. That was the start 4 years ago, the super soft hand lightweight quarter zip that everybody loves. A lot of colors there that we stock. This one, yeah. So a few others. We have a Bodyguard. It's hard to see. It's a little subtle camo pattern and an adapter. It's got an interlock smooth surface. So all we're trying to do, like again, in each category, is have a different look, a different feel, but great quality in each one of those. So there's the Sidekick Crew, as I mentioned, the hooded version. Just Ladies was our first product last year. The Pace Setter did so well that we wanted to come out with a thicker version with that soft hand, and that's that Sidekick series. It's thicker than the Pace Setter quarter zip, and we added the new quarter zip Sidekick series. We had the hoodie, we have the crew neck version. We have the 3 waterproof rain jackets that I already talked about, a couple great soft shell jackets. So again, just trying to cover each thing. Mid-weight quarter zips, our Maverick, which has this unique, I'm just trying to see if we could zoom in. It's kind of frustrating. You know what? I almost want to switch to the website a little bit better, but the Maverick is our 2920, more of a mid-weight quarter zip. It's got this unique waffle knit, and is Landon thing, the Architect that Landon mentioned, it's really selling well. That was new a couple of years ago, and each year the sales are growing. That insulated, we're just going to have different weights and insulated jackets and vests. So we're going to have a few quilted jackets, and there's going to be a 60-gram one that would be more for the warmer days, warmer climates. If somebody's looking for a quilted jacket and they're in California, Florida, or warmer climate, I'm going to probably direct them to our travel vest or travel jacket that has 60 gram of Thermalite insulation, one of the best insulations you can use made with the eco plastic recycled materials. And it's, again, one of the best insulations you can use that doesn't need to be this big puffy jacket to get the great wind block and insulation and so forth. The front runner that he mentioned moves up to 120 gram insulation and been our #1 seller all 15 years. That's the jacket that Doug started with, one of our soft shells, and the front runner jacket and vest was the first products 15 years ago, and they're still here today because people love them so much. And then
Rick, 2 points. I want to make just 2 points really quick.
Yep.
I put some links in the chat. I know Brett put the link originally in the chat. Their site's excellent. If in the search, so obviously these images are small. In
Yep.
the search box, you type the name in bold, it will come right up and you can see a lot of detail. That's the first thing. The second thing is you see a lot of MSRPs on the screen here. In most instances, we're able to do the item with logo at a little bit better price than you see here. So hold loosely to those MSRPs and just understand this is a ballpark and that it's very likely, again, with logo, we could do better than those prices that you're seeing on the screen.
Correct, exactly. And I think like he shared the link to the digital catalog after they're done, or even as I'm talking here, that's the best way to kind of get a close-up, and then there's close-up images there. So them just going through that digital catalog is probably the easiest way to quickly look at our full line, heavier weight, quarter zips, jackets, and fleece. So our whole overachiever is like the sweater fleece, like the Patagonia. So you got the jacket version, you have the vest version. There's also the stabilizer that's a little bit more of a thinner version, and just a heathered micro fleece jacket. Like I say, the front runner has been our top seller for #1 years. So I'm going to share one more to share with us here.
So I just popped the flip catalog link into the chat. Now it's not lost on me that our tagline is never look through a catalog again for all of you out there. But as Rick mentioned, the thing about their catalog is it is not overwhelming. It's pretty tight, and you can the nice thing is you get a lot of information and you could get some good imagery of some of the things we're talking about here as you flip through that.
All right, so there we go. Okay, so the Maverick button up, so brand new. We already had the 2920 Maverick, which was the quarter zip version we've had for many years. That did so well that brand new recently arrived into inventory is a Henley or a button front version of that. So our Maverick. Here's a closer up of the Sidekick series that I've been talking about. Again, I have the Sidekick, hooded version on. Here's the new quarter zip, and as you can see, pretty unique for the ladies, where the ladies quarter zip gets the hood and the pockets in the front. It's a product that you have to feel. Anybody who, once you touch and feel it, is just amazing. And everybody is, you got to get yourself one. The ideal. So these are all, again, new products that weren't in last year's catalog. And we usually launch it to our website about 30 days or so. So last spring, these would have been added to the website. But if you looked at catalogs, or you do use catalogs, which is rare these days, these wouldn't have been in last year's catalog. Part of the adventure pack these guys are giving out. The belt bag will be part of your adventure pack that we're giving out. And then besides the polos that we added last spring, we added a whole line of true, rip stop, wind resistant windbreakers with full zip with a hood, full zip without a hood, men's and ladies, belt bag. There's also a quarter zip version of that and a vest version as well. So our main concentration coming out of COVID and all that was not really to add a lot of styles, and Storm Creek will never add a lot of styles each year. Maybe, 3, 4, 5 new styles each year. Our main concentration is just having the top quality in each category and having it in stock. So when you guys have an order and you're working with Goodson, hopefully Storm Creek is filling it with an amazing product that I know you guys will really love. Once you start wearing our product, you'll see that it just performs and outbeats anything out there. I would always say, and so did Doug, our president of the company, lay down the Storm Creek product against anything out there and compare feature to feature and the price that you guys can purchase at. And we believe we're going to win most of the time, if not always. So I'm going to stop my screen sharing. That's what I had. I appreciate, your guys' time and everybody joining this meeting, and I'll turn it back over to Landon.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. And one thing I want to grab something on it because you mentioned the adventure pack.
Yep.
So and I should have mentioned that up front. So as is common, the folks that join this call, we've sent out some samples in the past that come from our partner. We're changing it up this year, and we've created a kit for the first quarter. So the way it will work is if you signed up for this, you'll receive what we're calling the adventure pack. That will include the sling bag that was shown and a couple of other items I'll show you here in just a second. And then if you sign up, if you sign up for this and then you sign up again in February, you join live in March, you won't get the kit again. So we're more or less just going to send out the kit one time in the quarter for those who join at least one of our events. This is going to be the postcard that's included in the kit that you get. And then this is, and hopefully you can kind of see this. This is the adventure pack. And you can see that you're going to get the sling bag, a little tumbler, a little travel tumbler, and then a speaker. And we're excited about this. This then kind of explains a little bit about it. And there's also the QR code on here that'll take you to the kit on the site. And the point of this is we're trying to demonstrate not only, moving from products, we're trying to demonstrate kits and the ways that you can go about putting kits together ourselves. And then it'll take you to the site, and you can buy the products individually. You could say, hey, we want to do an adventure pack for ourselves. Any number of ways that we can help you with that. And those will probably be coming out within the next week or so to those on this call. And then we'll have them obviously ahead of time for future calls. I was looking, Rick, and just looking at some of the new stuff and see, again, this just continually reinforces that even though we're in the industry, there's a lot of things that I'm unaware of. So like when you were showing some of the new products, like the Maverick for the ladies, I knew in particular that's something my wife would love, and
Yep.
so that caught my attention. And then I didn't realize that, and I'm gonna mess it up, but it was the quarter zip that's kind of the thicker version of the pace setter. That was also interesting. Yeah. So and then I also do want to come back. There's been a huge trend, I think, as everyone knows, to sort of these performance material stretch type dress shirts, and we've sold a lot. It's the influencer, right?
Yep.
And then sort of the naturalist and other versions. And we've sold a lot of those, and most everybody that has received those, they are a huge fan of it. And it's, it is a way to kind of still wear a dress shirt, but, it's not stiff and, doesn't move well and things like that. It's really comfortable to wear. So really good feedback on that. But does anyone have any questions, or Brett or Alex, does anybody on my team want to add anything?
No, I'm good. I think Rick kind of covered it all and did pretty good there. I like excited to build it.
The one last thing that I did miss is we do have that, what we call, coin the term, the zipperize program. So we do have 16 different colored zipper pulls. So if your company logo was orange and you're putting that on a black garment, we can switch out the zipper pull to our orange zipper pull, or one of the 16 thing, and it just gives the garment a little bit of a custom look. And then our front runner jacket and our front runner vest, the #1 seller, only in the color black. We do stock it blank with no Storm Creek label, because sometimes there is the situation where people don't want a co-brand with a logo, or they love a custom garment. And so we started that program long ago where you can get a blank vest in black or a blank jacket, our front runner series with no Storm Creek label, and you can kind of logo, Goodson can logo that thing up to make it look like your vest or jacket that was kind of made overseas, and with those colored zipper pulls that match your logo, etc., to give it a custom look right off our shelves.
Yeah, so they've got some options to further customize. Obviously they can embroider or heat transfer or leather patch. I mean, that's the other point that I'll make is we've got other ways to decorate. So certainly direct embroidery is one, and there's other options, whether it be PVC or flex style appliques, or
patches,
embroidered patches, leather patches, on and on. And then there's also ways to further customize, whether it be with the different colored zippers. And, those little touches, to me, I mean, obviously there'll be a slight run charge or whatever to do those things, but those can be some of those little extra touches to really take the product to the next level and have a little bit more impact with who you're giving it to, and just kind of make them sort of take a second and go, wow, I mean, I'm seeing their logo on the back of the neck, which makes it feel like a fully branded product, and some of those kind of things, or whatever it might be. As I mentioned, I just want to, out of this, if it were me and I were on the call and I saw things that I would like, the next logical step is, hey, I'd like to see some samples and pricing on some of the things that I've seen. Rick and his team, as I mentioned at the beginning, they work with us really well on samples. So please, after this, reach out to Alex, Buck, or Brett, or myself, obviously, and let us know what items you're interested in. We can work with you to get some samples. And then obviously, if you have any questions, let us know. Jump in the chat. You can, speak up right now. And then finally, look forward to those kits coming out to you. And I would love any and all feedback that you got on those. And then obviously on this call too, if there's any ways that you think we could improve this or yeah, anything we can do better. So with that, I'm going to let everybody, we're a little ahead of schedule this time. So that's great. And I think this feels like a good amount of time. So I'm going to pause here for just a second to let everyone ask a question if they got it. And if not, everybody have a great day. Appreciate you taking the time. And again, look forward to having you back on February 16th for Power Stick.